Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Stanley number FBB191. This is a 3.5 by 3.5 inch satin chrome hinge is what this is. So the FBB191 means a number of things. First of all, it means, in no particular order, it's a 5-knuckle ball bearing standard weight hinge. So 5-knuckle, you can see the 2 bearing packets, which is standard for the proper quantity of bearing packets on a standard weight hinge. This means that it is a full mortise hinge. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaves there that they're meant to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and frame when they're brought parallel to each other. It means that this is a solid brass or bronze, but this is a solid brass hinge as well. This is all a non-ferrous brass base material, and true to the name Stanley, it's a very good quality fit and finish that's on here, that's for sure. This is a 3.5 by 3.5, and that means that the hinge is 3.5 inches tall, and the height is the first dimension on hinges like this, and 3.5 inches wide. Not particularly important when you're dealing with a square hinge, but if you were dealing with a rectangular hinge, it's vitally important. For instance, a common application would be 4.5 by 4, which you see on aluminum storefront doors often. So 4.5 would be the height, always the height first. And then 26D, that means that it's satin chrome. It'd be more correct to call this 626 because that would infer the base material is non-ferrous, but that is picked up in the 191 part of the part number. This is a hinge that is not made of steel at all. This is all solid brass, and that would also mean that it has a stainless steel pin in it. Okay, this is what's considered a template pattern hinge. The location of the screw holes is what's called template pattern. Part number is typically stamped on the back of many of their made-to-order more costly hinges. You'll see that. Speaking of the location of the screw holes, screws are included in a complementary finish, and those are, I'm going to say that those are going to be stainless steel because they're certainly not magnetic, and I would doubt that they're solid brass, although they certainly I'm tempted to say that these are solid brass as well, so be cautious when you are installing these. Be sure that you've got holes drilled and tapped or properly pre-drilled. So keep that in mind. That's a non-ferrous screw as well. You're going to get all wood screws and all metal screws, actually, is what you'll get. There is a link below this video to a document called Template. Now the template is very handy because it allows you to review this hinge, the FBB191, in terms of all of its dimensional properties, especially where the screw holes are located, so that you can confirm if this is a correct hinge for you or not. But it also allows you to look at other hinge part numbers in the table in the lower left-hand corner, and you can see how the part numbers change when it becomes a non-ferrous, either stainless, brass, or bronze base material. Gauge of the hinge as well. You've got your plain bearing hinges, you've got your ball bearing, you've got your concealed bearing hinges as well. You've got references to radiused corners, and that's not an uncommon sort of need that you'll have. I've seen 3.5 by 3.5 inch hinges installed on exterior patio doors where there are 4 hinges, and it's a 5/8 radius, or 1/4 inch radius as well. So that template is handy because it allows you to review all of the dimensions and specifically how they change when the size changes as well. 3.5 by 3, a relatively uncommon but not unheard of hinge, and then of course a couple of wide throw hinges that they have there as well. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line Stanley catalog, and Stanley, the name is synonymous with many things builders hardware related, especially of course hinges. But they have branched out into other types of hardware as well, such as exit devices, door closers, lock sets, things of that nature. If you have any questions on the FBB191 3.5 by 3.5 solid brass satin chrome hinge or any other Stanley product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.